Good morning. This is Bill from Auto Europa Naples on a not too bad Florida Friday, a Naples, Florida Friday. I have to say, it could be a lot worse for this time of year. It's not intensely humid this morning. The insects aren't killing me. It could be much, much worse. We do have a bird. Got one. Fortunately, he seems to be grooming himself. He's not really paying attention, which is good. Hopefully we can get in under the wire and he won't alert anyone to come and join the fray. So hopefully he just stays where he's at, keeps plucking crap out of his feathers and doesn't pay any attention. Also, haven't seen the roosters or the chickens in some time. Maybe they're dead. One can only hope. Anyway, we've been away for a while. You'll have to forgive me. I had to get my head together a little bit. You know, this whole virus thing has been driving me nuts. I've now been called a MAGA boy. I know what that is, but it's so ridiculous. I don't even want to think about it. A MAGA boy, for the love of God. It's so sad that this flies. We have had a lot of flies lately, and they are driving me crazy. Anyway, it's so sad that this whole coronavirus thing has become so political that, not wearing a mask or wearing a mask is a sign of who you're going to vote for and how you feel about things and whether or not you think that bizarre woman up in Michigan is correct. And it's just a damn shame. It just seems like everything that we go through as a country tears this country into two divisions. It's like Ohio State versus Michigan. It's got less intellectual capacity than a Big Ten football game. It's just retarded, but I don't know. Hopefully we're going to persevere and go forward, and maybe, I'm not stupid enough to think we're going to find any kind of common ground. That just isn't going to happen. But maybe we can learn to live with each other. I've certainly of the opinion that the whole American experiment was designed to keep government gridlocked. I think that was the plan, because the more they're tied up with each other, fighting and bickering over petty crap, the less they interfere with all of us. So anyway, this is hardly a civics thing. Let's just keep going with the car. Today, what do I have? I'll tell you about what's coming up anyway. I've got that old Ford truck I'm thinking about doing, although it's impossible to film and drive that thing one-handed. I mean, it is the heaviest steering I've ever felt in a vehicle before. I could get little Dalton to film, but oh God, he's such a little moron. God only knows how he would end up doing it. But we'll think about it. But if I want to go pick apples or something, that's probably the thing to do it in. I also have a Rhino Chaser. We took that in the other day. I just have to track down a passenger side mirror for it, then I'll get it up. I'm not going to do a thing to this. I mean, it is what it is. It's a very nice, solid old Toyota FJ, but the idea of cosmetically restoring it before sale just isn't going to happen. So somebody's going to get one that's kind of nice, solid piece. I got that 380 SL that's already sold and gone, so I don't know if I'm going to do it. We've got Chris's spec car here. We've got a race coming up, thank God, at the end of next week. At Sebring, the short course. Hopefully we can all infect each other, and it'll be nice to be out there. Chris has done some mods to the car, and he's talking about all the flim-flam he's going to do on us. He's going to pass it for the first time ever, by the way. The thing about Chris is he drinks so much the night before the race, so much drinking, so much smoking of illicit things, that he never wakes up and gets his car off the trailer in time for the race. So in typical Chris fashion, who's a 220-pound plus guy who dresses athletically, and by the way, he ain't tall. He just has a lot of nerve. The car without the bumper, that is an absolutely stunning V12 129 car. As usual, the front bumpers are like grappling hooks, so I removed it to have it repaired. We're going to put it back on. That one's going to be exclusively on Bring a Trailer when it comes up. Pano roof, that thing is a champion, sweetheart. Can't wait to do that one. The CLK Coupe we did. The Bentley, Jesus, if I can ever turn the damn airbag light off, we might get that one up. And then we got some other crap back there. We've got the Eternal Porsche 924 in purple. We like to not talk about that. We've got a secret Volkswagen under a cover and an SL500. Also in the detail bay, I picked this up. This is, if you go to Webster's dictionary or, maybe some sort of encyclopedia and look up cars you should never buy sight unseen. Highlighting them will be an Alfa Romeo like this one. And yet I did buy it sight unseen, and fortunately it turned out all right, but it could have been an absolute disaster. The Volvo wagon we got to get together, that 560 SL over there, so we got some stuff coming up, which ain't bad. I haven't been buying anything in a while because of this ridiculous virus thing, but hopefully that can change and we can start rolling again. Anyway, let's get on with it. We've got this 06 Jaguar XK8. This is the final year of the X100 car. This was a seminal car from Jaguar, an absolutely seminal car. And the reason for that is it was truly the first full design after Ford purchased them in 1990. If you remember, Ford bought Jaguar back then. They paid enough that, frankly, Scotland should have been thrown in with the purchase price. And everybody was terrified we were going to see British racing green Thunderbirds driving around with leapers on the hood. But that did not come to fruition. And the XK, this X100, is proof of that. Ford showed that they had a very deft touch. They allowed Jaguar to be what it was going to be. And they just helped with the stuff that made them good cars, and God bless them for that. And this is it. So how did this happen? A guy named Jeff Lawson was the chief designer on it. Fergus something was the guy who actually designed it. Fergus Column, maybe. Oh God, here comes Jason. Our mechanic is building a spec car because he thinks he can go faster than the rest of us, and it just isn't going to happen, you know. In fact, I told him it's a very nice car. Even if he does drive it without sleeves, you know, he's done a very nice job building it, and I can't wait to put him in the fucking wall the minute I see him. I can't wait. If he gets anywhere near me on the track, he is eating a tire wall like you wouldn't believe, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, back to the Jags. So Fergus, what's his name, Column, and Jeff Lawson, they started to design this thing based on a abandoned design plan that Jaguar had came up with a plan for another F-Type in the 1980s. And when Ford bought them, they turned over this big binder full of F-Type ideas to Ford, who looked at this over-project, over-budget, ridiculous thing and said, absolutely not. And they kept going with their sedans. But the guys at Jag persisted. They came up with a new plan for it. They based it on the ancient but good XJS platform, and the XK was born. And if you remember, in the 1990s, virtually everything was about retro. You had the Beetle, you had the Mini Cooper, you had the, all of these cars were coming out that sort of harkened back to iconic cars of the 50s and 60s. And Jaguar couldn't resist the urge, so they made this thing. How can I put it? I mean, it's very E-type-ish. You can't argue with that. And if you look at that big oval grille, it's like the D-type racing cars, you know, back in the beginning when Jaguar started to get into racing. So there's a lot of styling cues from those cars. The big bulging fenders, the beautiful long sleek nose that looks like a female swimmer who's in good shape. You don't want a fat female swimmer diving in the water. That's not going to be hot at all. But a very sleek one, that's going to be nice. And that's the way the front end of this Jaguar looks. You got sort of a high swooping deck lid on the back, an incredibly angled rear window on that convertible soft top, and just a very handsome harkening to classic Jaguar styling while still being very much its own thing. I think it is one of the most attractive cars in the modern era, if you will, from let's call it the last 20 to 25 years, stuff that's been designed. I think Jaguar really hit it out of the park. They made it retro while at the same time being subtle, putting in just the right amount of stuff to make it nice, and really, you know, thrilling their Jaguar fan base. They were very parsimonious with the chrome. They did add a little bit more by this refresh, which we'll get into. In 97, it didn't have some of the stuff this 06 does, but see, it has a little chrome door handle, chrome trim on the deck lid, chrome around the tail lights, little Xk8 and 4.2 chrome badge, nice big twice pipes there at the bottom. A very nice, judicious use of chrome. They could have gone crazy, but they didn't, and God bless Jaguar for that. It's just perfect. And more than any other Jag, this thing does hearken to the E-Type, which is, of course, the most beautiful design ever made. I love the covered headlamps, gorgeous. Look at the big fogs there. They did lower you. They extended that front bumper for the second gen of the X100. You see it now has a little, not a diffuser, sort of a lower air dam with 3 little prongs, kind of reminiscent of a race car. They put bigger wheels on it. You see those chunky rocker panels. That was new for the refresh, and I think it added a nice look to it. They very deftly updated this car without removing the original looks, and that's not always easy to do with a refresh. So again, kudos to the Jag designers on that one. You see it still has a soft top, which, you know, a lot of cars in this era, the SL, for instance, and not the 911, mind you, both of those were competitors, did have folding hardtops, but Jag kept this very traditional, to the point of not even having one of those lifting tonneau covers that would come up and conceal the top. I mean, this thing might as well be the top on a, you know, 52 Oldsmobile or something. It just works like that. But it fits, and it fits the Jaguar theme and motif very nicely. Can't believe they resisted the urge to put chrome here. I think we can run the top by running the key, so let's do that. I'm going to put that in, keep it held to the right. You see the windows are going to go down. With any luck, we're going to see the top start moving in a minute. Yep, there it is. So the top can be raised or lowered with the key, which is kind of a nice feature. Back it goes into place. And puts itself down. Lovely. Now, if you're inclined, which frankly I'm not, Jaguar did give you a boot cover, which you could then put over that folded top to hide the unpleasantness of it. And by doing that, by having that system, they had an enormous trunk, well above the rest of the competition in their class. I mean, you could fit golf clubs in here, you could fit crates of hand grenades, you could fit chemical and biological weapons. There's all sorts of crap that you could stick in the trunk. Even a naughty chambermaid, you could tie her up and fit her back there. Not going to be a problem at all. And then you run her out to the English countryside or the moors or wherever it is they, you know, bury these people to make up old British ghost stories. There goes Marty with his cup. Nice to see you, Marty. Hopefully you saw something today. Let's give that a shot for a change. And anyway, we'll keep going from there. You see it also has the navigation and CD drive back there, which is all nice stuff. And, of course, the boot. If I lift this guy up, I think we're going to find a little teeny donut spare tire and some tools and shit underneath there. So, of course, once you do that, God, this is the, you know what, I'm not going to do it. To hell with it. They also give you a nice little vinyl-y pull handle here. No infant containment net in the back, so if you throw your toddlers in there, they're going to be freewheeling it. But, yeah, it's pretty well padded, so they should be fine, and I don't think they'll scratch the car up too much. Let's have a look under the hood. Love the forward hinged hood, absolutely gorgeous. And there is this is now the second iteration of the 4.2 liter AJ V8. The AJ was only the 4th new engine that Jaguar had ever come up with. At a cost of $300 million in the early 90s, they made this thing, God bless them. And it's fantastic. Aluminum pocket heads, proves to be very reliable, very well built, no Ford influence at all. This was an all Jaguar motor, not just the 4th new engine they made, only the 4th, but the first V anything that Jaguar made. Everything was always, well, I guess they made a V12. Okay, so it's the first non-V12, but it produced basically the same horsepower as that big lunky 12-cylinder and weighed maybe less than half as much. I mean, a fantastic leap forward in terms of the Jaguar engines, and really works well in these cars to give it a nice weight distribution. You can see everything nice under the hood, very proper, good looking piece, and all fits in there very nicely. That's mated in this car to a 6-speed ZF transmission, not the 5-speed in the earlier ones. Nice German, you know, tranny. Oh God, there I go again. Speaking of trannies, we can't even go into how that mechanic at the old Audi Europa is doing. Every time I see him, her, and it's probably a hate crime to say him, it just wrecks my head. It just wrecks my head. But anyway, a nice driver adaptive transmission that works flawlessly. It'd be nice to get a manual in this car. Jaguar pretends it's a sports car. They call it a sports car. It really isn't. I mean, it's very much on the nose a grand touring machine. Look, there's big dinner plate brakes behind the wheels, good looking wheels, everything nice and proper, and just love it. I really like these cars. I think you're really talking about a future collectible here. Inside, they made some nice updates for this year. Also, you know, for the X100 overall, over the XJS. It finally has good power seats, unlike the XJS, which did get them towards the end, but they were still crappy. And the way the interior goes in and fits is lovely. It's snug, but it's not tight. It just fits you like a glove, like a fine British glove, you know, on your way to scatter children with your cane in the old part of London or something. But a very, very nice way to live. A tremendous amount of burl wood, which is absolutely gorgeous. I love the two-tone, the black and the gray and the more gray. I think that's all very nice. You know, when you look at the switchgear and the handles, a lot of this stuff is all Ford inspired, and that's fine because that's what made these cars reliable. You know, Jaguar really suffers unfairly from a past reputation in much the same way that Mercedes benefits unfairly from a past reputation. These cars are reliable. You know, you can argue, oh, they've got this issue or that issue. Man, compare them to the same generation SL Mercedes, and I'll take my chances with the Jag every time. This thing is going to be far less trouble, and they hold their value less, so there's some absolute bargains out there. I love the big chrome sill plate, lovely. It's got the suggestion of a back seat. You might argue that's been put in there for insurance reasons. You know, four-seaters cost less in many countries to insure. But for whatever they did it, there it is. And it's either a nicely upholstered package shelf or a place to stuff a couple little angry toddlers back there before you duct tape their mouths shut. And the front seats, lovely, rich, nice Connolly leather, very supportive, funky-looking angled headrests that, I don't know, they look a little bit intrusive, but you don't feel them. And all in all, just a simple, lovely interior. Let's hop in. Fire this thing up. Very traditional, man. You always, that's the thing, I always hit the damn wipers whenever I start this car. I'm gonna run the top back up so it's quiet. To do that, there's a roof button here you can press, and it just comes up again, 52 Buick style. It's gonna hook into this guy right here. That's gonna pull it down. It'll bing and then run up the back windows, and I still have wipers going. Which is nice because, you know, the detailer, again, he doesn't clean this crap, so the wipers, when I hit them accidentally, it just smears all the crap all over the windshield. Just absolutely lovely stuff. All right, so what do we got? We've got this very nice burlwood dash, which is gorgeous. I mean, look at this. You feel like you're in some fine English gentleman's club or something, where you're belly laughing, smoking cigars, and, you know, talking about firing the help or making the gardener dig holes or so. It's just a beautiful, beautiful setup, that big burlwood dash. Three very classic gauges in front of you. Nice chrome trim around them. 170 mile an hour speedo, which this thing would have done if it wasn't ungoverned. It'll go to like 155 or something with a governor. Hey, governor. But anyway, all very nice and proper. You have a trip odometer up there. You've got vents. You know, Ford built this car in such a way. This was the ultimate contribution from Ford to this Jaguar. I mean, they gave it very modern engineering and design standards that Ford uses. And you could say that sort of surgically extracted the soul from the car. But if soul means ill-fitting panels and poorly adjusted hinges and, you know, all the stuff that plagued Jaguar for so many years, especially through the British Leyland period, I'll take it. I'll go with it. I'll go with Ford's, you know, incursion. And so they made this car car. It was cheaper to build, went together much quicker, and they ended up with a much finer product because of Ford, while still retaining all of what makes a Jaguar. And to me, that's awesome. I can't add to the steering wheel, a little complaint, can't really decide if it's wood or leather. Right where I put my hands, I'm on both, and I would prefer to be one or the other, but it's a small complaint, and the burl wood does look nice. Get my seatbelt on. See, we've got Alpine sound there, all very nice. Jaguar has the Alpine touch. This is a, what do we have here? This is a nav unit. You know, it looks like something from the 1990s, which in a way it is, but this was 06. But you know, they have buttons for everything. There's no touch screen. I think Jaguar knows its customer base pretty well, and had they put in these modern, even in 06, this sort of over-the-top, push-buttony, tick-top Instagram crap, I don't think their average buyer would have liked it. I think this is much better, having good, well-built buttons that work quite well. You've got a climate control down here, again the same, good switchgear. We've got a let's see what's on the oldies station. So anyway, the hell with it, it's fine, good for the morning. Lovely little Burlwood shift knob. You've got Jaguar's classic J-gate shifter. You've got more Burlwood over there hiding the whatever the hell it is, the airbag. You got a glove box, a little place to stuff your Walther PPKs. You can also functional cup holders, which is a miracle. Those things always break, as well as an ashtray there for your Dunhills. And good luck fitting any kind of 9mm in there. It's going to be very, very small. You may, well, of course, it's illegal to have them in England, so unless you're a policeman, then you got more armaments than, you know, the Mossad. But otherwise, you've got a place to put crap in there, which is just fine. You also have a self-dimming mirror with a compass in it. You've also got a retarded cameraman who forgot to turn off his phone, and away we go. Very quiet in this car. I could almost call it Lexus-like in terms of the way the Jaguar, under normal driving, has detached the driver from the sound of the car. Really, really incredible and nice work. And of course, then when you hammer it and start driving it sporty, you do start to get some V8 sounds and whatnot. You've also got full independent suspension. You've got double wishbone up front. You've got kind of a control arm setup in the back. It's got Sensotronic type ABS brakes. It's got CAT's computer aided traction system that'll keep the car planted on the road. And you know, here's the thing, despite Jaguar calling this a sports car, which again I will say it is not, it is fun to drive. It handles extremely well. It's got good V8 power, a reasonable torque range. Hopefully this Lexus doesn't kill us. And when you hammer it, it does respond with a little bit of a V8 sound, which is nice. Also, it is a driver adaptive transmission, so it learns how you like to drive. Now, the old guy who had the 44,000 mile one owner Naples car, the guy who had it was probably 105 and never got it over 30 miles an hour. So I need to drive this car for a day or two to get the transmission to realize that somebody with a pulse is behind the wheel, and it needs to respond a little bit more efficiently. There we go. You know, and that's nice. That is sort of the added touch from Jaguar that makes it very competitive with the SL in terms of performance. It's very surprising. This car actually handles on the skid pad as well as the SL, which I never would have predicted till I read the stats. I wouldn't have thought that at all. I would have put Jaguar somewhere around the Lexus SC 430, but I was wrong. It does handle better than those in traditional Jaguar fashion. But that's not the point of this car, and that's why it doesn't have a manual gearbox and sporty looking crap everywhere. I mean, this is a fine British roadster with rear seats, so not technically a roadster, a Grand Tour designed to bring, you know, lord and lady douchebag to their country estate in such a way that's a lot more sporty than their Bentley. You know, they can feel like they're very sporting people. It handles very nimbly. It has lovely steering input, and still the seats are supportive, pampering. It is in so many ways, to me, it's the perfect Grand Touring car, and I feel it's really underappreciated and undervalued. I see these things starting to turn up at collector car auctions, and damn it, they should. They're gorgeous, they're well built, they're aptly powered, and they're an absolute treat to drive. Also, a normal guy can pretty much maintain one. They're just simply not that complicated. So there is, you know, that's the problem to me with collector cars, is some of these, oh my God, what do we have, roosters there? No, I think that's just crap in the road. But anyway, so many modern, like the modern SL, good luck collecting that, you know? I mean, it's got more technology and computers in it than NASA. I mean, it's just something that's going to be very hard for a fun, tinkering collector guy to maintain on his own. This, you can do it too. I mean, yeah, obviously there's things you're going to have to go to the shop for, but for the most part, a normal cat can maintain this thing fairly easily without breaking the bank, and that's part of the joy of owning a car like this. There's the detailer. We'll get him to do the windows again. Anyway, fine piece. This is an 06 Jaguar XK8, last of the X100 series, and to me, just an absolute joy. A real treat to drive, a real treat to own, and a lovely car to look at in every way. This one's for sale on our site, Auto Europa, aenaples.com. No, I don't put the prices in. This is a review. I'm just having fun with this. If you have any interest in the car, it's not that hard to go to aenaples.com and have a look at it. You give Marty a call. Make him happy. He hasn't sold anything in a few days and he's miserable. Look at that. We got a bird over there picking crap out of the grass. So maybe you can buy this one, cheer him right up. Thanks for having a look. I really appreciate it. Sorry I haven't been around in a while, and we'll get some fun stuff coming up soon. Thanks for having a look.